Okay, so on this video, I'm going to show you how to use liquid wood and wood epox, both from Abatron. Really the only product I'll use with rotten wood. It's a two-part system. You will equal parts, mix up. I just use a little container. Mix it up, let it sit for, mix it up for at least 1 minute, but I usually mix it a little longer, and then let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes to let it start doing its thing. As you can see, this bottom rail is just really weathered. A lot of loose, rotten wood in there. What you're going to want to do is just get down there and scrape all of this old stuff off of there. I use an Explorer. Just kind of get down there until you've got something decent to set it on, put the epoxy on. A lot of this stuff is just kind of flaking off. Make sure it's good and clean too before you start the epoxy. Yeah. So next, what you're going to want to do, after it's been sitting for a while, you just mix it back up. What I do is I go and I'll buy a bunch of those cheap brushes that they have. Ace, Home Depot, wherever. And then I will just brush this stuff on. Pour it, brush it, however. You want it to really soak into all of these little cracks in the wood. I'm going to spend probably the next 30 minutes just pouring and reapplying and really letting it soak. Try not to make too big of a mess, but I'm going to end up pouring it all directly in this channel. This has rollers that it runs on that go right into here. It's for a screened-in porch. So I'm just going to apply all this on there. So as you can see, as you apply it, it soaks into the wood. And I just keep going over it and going over it until I'm done, until I'm out. This is really expensive stuff, so you don't want to waste it. Get all of the little cracks covered. See, this one's kind of drying up a little bit. I'll reapply that. Put a little bit in there. And I just, as long as it's soaking in, I just keep adding right along. I want to get this bottom rail to be as strong as possible because, like I said, the rollers are going to slide on that, and the wood, if the wood's soft, it doesn't operate well. It won't function well. So I'll be seeing you in a minute. So here's the second step. Wood epox. I got the liquid wood on it. It's not cured, but that's because I'm repairing rotten wood. As you can see, it hasn't quite dried or hardened. If you're going to use wood epox on top of it, make sure that it hasn't hardened. Then it will bond a little better. So 2 parts, just mix them together. And then you can feel the heat once you're mixing it, and then you know you can start using it. So I'll be back in a minute. So I noticed last night when I came down here, this stuff was still a little bit tacky. Obviously with heat, it cures a little bit faster. It'll harden faster. So I just put this lamp on it, let it sit all night. Now it's ready to be sanded. It's all good. So I'll see you in a minute. So spent about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes sanding. Not too difficult. This is a pretty decent finish. I'm going to go through a hand sand, try and get some of these just a little blemishes out of there, but happy with it. This one's going to take a little bit more sanding just because it was a little bit tricky to get a smooth edge in here. So I'm going to have to devise a plan for sanding that out, and then I'll get back to you. But this is how it looks when it dries. Yeah, it's just going to take a little bit of extra work. Try and get that smoothed out, looking more like wood. See you in a minute.